Hey guys, hope everyone's doing all right today. All right, let's look at these Defiance funds and see what in the heck is going on. All right. Right on cue, the mailman pulls up, so the dogs are probably going to start barking, but just disregard that. All right. So these guys sold the 49.80 strike. Market closed at 5,010. So that's a full profit. Great job. Still down $1.05 on the month. Divvy estimates looking pretty generous. In fact, it's looking too nice. So I'll check the math on it. In any event, that's looking really nice. I wonder if that's an error. Anyway, I bet a lot of people would be happy with an 84-cent dividend from freaking JPY, don't you think? Anyway, it's probably an error, so don't get excited. I'm going to double check all these before I make the official estimate, guesstimate, whatever you want to call it. All right, so same thing on this one. They sold the 17,100 strike, closed at 17,200. There's 100 points out of the money, which is what they wanted because they sold the option. So still down 83 cents on the sort of nobody. Jackson. It's a lost cause. It's a lost cause. All right, IWMY. These guys sold the 1955 strike, closed in 1967. So nothing to see here. 3 for 3 on the profits. Boys, knock it off. Knock it off. Boys, knock it off. They'll stop in just a second. I'm sorry. Knock it off. Knock it off. Come on, boys. Knock it off. Okay. It's okay. Hello, how are you? Knock it off. Boys, knock it off. Knock it off. All right, guys, I'm sorry about that. All right, so in any event, IWMY, full profit, 3 for 3, full profit. SPY T might as well be a full profit because SPY T likes up days. Let's look at the market. Although SPY T spread was a full loss, but that's a complicated subject. Well, actually, while we're on NVIDIA, let's look at NVIDIA. They sold the 840 and the 850 call. Looks like that's in no danger anytime soon. I just happen to have NVIDIA pulled up. But anyway, let's check the markets. Here's S&P. Okay, wow, look at that. That's pretty good. Could be a fake out though. Could be a huge fake out. All right, so NASDAQ, same thing, full profit. Russell, same thing. Boys, knock it off, please. Now they're barking because he's at the neighbor's house. They just saw him at our house. They know he's all right. It's all right, guys. He's a friend now, okay? We know who he is. All right. Anyway, nice day. Yeah, so I was looking here. NASDAQ was actually up as far as NDX goes. 1 point, almost exactly 1 point. SPY T just wants, or actually SPY T just wants SPX to be up as high as possible. 2 points would be great. 1.5 points would be all right. 1 point would be all right. It kind of has a little dead zone on SPY T where if it hits too many times, where it goes up a little bit, but not enough. In other words, it doesn't, where our hedge doesn't kick in yet. And let's say for some reason the market closes on that price inordinate amount of times over the next 6 months or something like that, a statistical anomaly could make SPY T have underperformance. But also by the same token, if we go through a 6-month period where we have an inordinate amount of closes that are, on the highs, the other type of closes, extending the range, then that by the same token, SPY T would look better than the index in that market environment, comparatively. But it does kind of have a dead zone. I don't have the box drawn for SPY T. Let me try to illustrate this. The SPY T dead zone. All right, right here. Or so SPY T, the bottom line is max profit for SPY T. SPY T is fine if the market closes. The SPY T spread is fine and max profit. Market closes the bottom line or below. Market closes the top line or above. The SPY T spread is max loss. But the SPY T spread is fixed. It doesn't go any higher after, after the top line. So if the market goes higher, that's when the market can differentiate itself. If there's a bunch of closes where the market was up, and that would be like 0.3%. If we had more than you would normally expect of those, that'd be a huge dead spot. Let's look over here at for that fund. I mean, no fund is perfect. Every fund's going to have a way, things that make it, features that are disadvantages and features that help it. And it's going to depend on the type of market. Mainly if the market's going up or going down, and also not only which direction the market's going, but the volatility regime of the market. It's gonna really determine that kind of stuff. Okay, well, that could not be any more perfect depiction of being in the center of the valley of death. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's perfect. I don't know if I could do it that perfect if I was trying to. That's totally coincidental, but that is dead freaking center. All right, well, let's see what old Bitcoin's doing today. Up 2.5%. Look at this thing, man. I drew this upper wedge at lunch, and it's already challenging it. Well, that's really nice. All right, I'll check the comments in a second. Tell me what you guys are up to, and then we'll open the buffer report. I'm gonna check the comments real quick as it is. All right, just a second. There's 5 of you watching, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. It means a lot. What's up, Michael? Yeah, a theme song. I've had one before. It's an interesting story. The Elizabeth Warren tax thing, I haven't heard about that, but a lot of stuff that she does pisses me off. I mean, yeah. I actually did have I downloaded some free music off the internet, and I had a little lo-fi type theme music that I used to put on before my original videos, where I would introduce the video, then it would go to, it was kind of look like a blog or a podcast, but I didn't get, I had it on for like 3 months, and I didn't get one compliment about it. And so, and I don't care, I wasn't looking for a compliment, but most people compliment me on everything. And so to never get one compliment about that, I thought, I'm thinking people maybe aren't digging that. So I just took it down, and I just do, but I used to have outro music. I used to have an intro and an outro. So I don't know. But even with my interview with Jay or something big back in the day, I would have like introduced that and then did a little intro music that faded in. But I don't know. I think I was wasting too much time on that stuff. I think it's, I have more time doing other stuff, but oh, badass. All right. Yeah. I play a little music myself. In fact, my outro, Michael, was one of my freaking things that I did. But yeah, so I know all about that. In fact, I was just jamming a second ago. I live in freaking Logic Pro, and I mean, and GarageBand, but I mean, I've I always have a guitar in my hand whenever you guys don't see me. As soon as I shut this lid, I freaking have my guitar. But anyway, well, cool, kick ass. Well, just say, yeah, I'll take submissions. If you want to do it, I'll put it on. We'll do some theme music. That's fine. We could do theme music for a month, and then maybe I'll make another song. I've been thinking about writing another song, and then maybe we'll use yours for a month, and then put mine up for a month or something. That's fine. Yeah, send me whatever. That's kick ass. I'll play. I won't play it in front of everything, but I'll play it in front of whenever I have a script and my big videos that I do. Like, I don't know if you saw my video last night. It was a good one. Well, it was actually 7 this morning, which I know you're overseas, so your time it was probably today or tonight. But anyway, it was a good video. I liked it. All right. All right. Let's see what else is going on here. Okay, so let's get some other stuff going on here. Let's look at this old buffer report. I should have probably led with the buffer report. The buffer report's way more interesting than spreadsheets and stuff. From now on, I'm going to start leading with the buffer report. I bet half the people have already tuned out. Anyway, you guys that are still here, thank you very much. Okay. Here's the indexes, and here's a one-day change. Red is the benchmark, and blue is the high yield fund, right? So, excuse me. Look at old ULTY. Remember, I never gripe about ULTY for being down 2% when this benchmark is down 0.5%. So I'm also not going to give it props for being up 2.5%. That's just the kind of fund it is. I've been telling you guys it's going to be up 2 or 3% every day on days that it's not down 2 or 3%. It's just going to be one of those funds. Anyway, so they're doing their job. That's fine. I wish I would see more up 2 and 3% days than I'd see down 2 and 3% days. But anyway, SFAL though. SFAL killing it, unless hopefully they didn't go at X dividend or something, unless I have an error, because I've never really seen SFAL up that much before. SFAL is usually up by a small amount every day, a very consistent but small amount. But anyway, that's fine. We will take it any way we can get it. Just means Vol got crushed today. We talked a little bit about Vivix at lunch. SFAL essentially trades Vivix kind of indirectly. So, and Vivix was just absolutely getting murdered today in the street. So yeah, SFAL is probably just killing it. All right, well, that's great. WiMAX, great fund. And I mean, just great in the sense that 20 is better than 1. This one stock makes me nervous, even though a lot of these are great stocks, but just having one of them. But yeah, that was a great deal to make the fund to funds. YMAG makes me a little bit more nervous because YMAG's pretty focused in one sector of the economy, but it is the biggest sector of the economy also. YMAX is basically the same thing, but I just like the YMAX has extra issues, but those are both good. They both outperformed today. IQQ is a great fund. QIII, I need to do I need to do something on NEOS. NEOS is my new favorite. NEOS and these innovator funds. These innovator was the fund I was talking about on the video this morning, which was called a defined outcome fund. Anyway, those are really cool funds, and they're really starting to catch fire. Anyway, this company Innovator has all different kinds of them, and I'll make a video on it. It's really cool. It's right up my alley. I think some of you guys might like it too. I know Tom will like it, and I know a bunch of people like it. Anyway, that I'll have a new video coming out soon on that goes more into depth on some of these defined outcome funds that were similar to that fund this morning. That fund this morning pretty much proved Max's law wrong, kind of. I mean, not really, but I mean, but you could buy that. You can buy the market for 2 years with basically no risk. I mean, so I mean, it's not free money, but you get a free shot at making some free money. Anyway, I don't know. It's amazing. That fund's cool, and it has drawbacks too. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of the video, and if you've seen it in the comments. Michael, I don't know if you've had a chance to see it yet. Anyway, that looks good. Okay, these all look great. I don't see everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? Even the ones that are down, they aren't like just getting no, upside. They're all, you want to see 60, 70, 80%, and that's what I call normal, healthy upside. Okay, so let's go. These are let's look at this first. Okay, this is single day, single names. So let's, and we talked about this at lunch too. Gosh darn it, I don't even want to say we only have one on the whole board that's down, or two, one from curve and one from, we know the sort of situation. I'm not even going to mention the name. All right. Well, let's talk about the good standouts. Look at Maxi outperforming the benchmark, and look at anything on the left part of the, right? Nvidia, Coney, Misty, just murdering it. OARC even looks good today. AMZ outperforming. AMD outperforming. AMD, I know, has been kind of disappointing to some people lately. I've been hearing, I don't really follow it that closely. AMD's actually more widely held than Misty. I follow the ones that I think, as far as on the chart and chart the covered calls, I picked the four that I consider the most actively traded. So I went Coney, Misty. Anyway, but so then one time I looked up the stats and I was wrong. I had three of them, but actually AMD was more volatile, not more volatile, more liquid than one of the ones I picked. Anyway, I'm going to stick with my four for now. I'd like to cover all of them. I don't see why I couldn't have all the profit boxes over here and we could look at all the charts. I'm thinking about doing that. But anyway, for now, we'll just look at Tesla, Coney, Misty, and Nvidia. Those are also kind of my favorites too. I really like Nvidia. All right. Well, single day, there's really not much else to see here. Like I say, ULTY is a good performer, big performer of the day. All right. So let's step out a little bit further. Let's do the month of April. Okay. Houston or Austin, we have a problem. So this is what, 22 days, something like that. Well, anyway, it's been a tough month. Today's the first day of the turnaround, and hopefully the turnaround sticks. So hopefully this will be improving, but this is rough. Anyway, whatever, that happens. Markets go up, markets go down. All right. So here's stepping back a little bit further. It's a 30-day single names. So this goes back to whatever day it is, 22nd of last month. So this is pretty rough too. Now everything's at least buffering. At least on this one, we don't have anyone leading on the downside. That was just a really rough stretch of time there for some of these funds. Then in the long term on the upside, and it's pretty impressive over the course of a month, it's the boomer market or extra market. I mean, we have Google and Exxon's up and everything else is down over the past 30 calendar days. Okay. Let's look at, I'm going to put a chart up here. God, I sure like for this Bitcoin to break this line right here. All right, we're going to do some Vivek stuff here. After I check your comments. Yes, I see Fidelity is starting yield funds too, Michael. I'm working on a video. Panda made a video this morning, beat me to it. That's fine though. He beats me to a lot of stuff. But anyway, go watch Panda's video. He had a good video on the Panda, on the Fidelity cover call fund. And I didn't watch it because I didn't want to be influenced by it and say some of the same stuff by accident. So, but I'm going to make my own version of Fidelity Fund. It'll probably be out tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know anything about him. Okay, you watched. You were awake. I didn't know, Michael. That's cool. All right, what's up, Norman? Yeah, we finally got an update. The question is, does it stick or is it a fake out? We're getting ready to go evaluate here in a second. What about the others? Anyway, I'm just making sure I didn't miss any comments. Okay, let's do this, guys. Let's do a little overlay here. Let's get the old SPX up here on the top side. Try to see what's going on here. All right. And let's do a little Vivix, and we'll do Vivix in the new pane. Okay. I need to go mow Dory's lawn next door. I thought she was home, but I guess she's left again. She came home for a little bit. Anyway, she has a lock on the gate. the dogs don't get out or get stolen. She has two cute little rich lady dogs, small little dogs. They're super small. Anyway, they're twins. My sister has those same kind of dogs. They have usually matching bows in their hair and that kind of stuff. Cute dogs, though. All right. So what I was going to show you is Vivix. Okay, so what I look at on this chart, and you've already seen the demonstration at lunch. I apologize. I'll try to make it fast. This chart, the orange line is professionals putting on hedges or taking off hedges. So, and specifically, this is specifically what it really is. It's the volatility of the VIX index itself. The VIX index is something that commercial retail traders don't trade that much. It's only commercial traders and stuff. The VIX, So anyway, I use the Vivix, to try to tell me an early warning system of when something's going on in the VIX, because the VIX is supposed to give us an early warning of when something's going on in the SPX. I'm trying to double jump it. I'm not the only one that does this. A lot of people talk about Vivix, but Jay and everything on his podcast talk about Vivix a bunch. I asked him a little bit about it, but I've been following Vivix for, I don't know, 5 years or something, and I love it. I've had a lot of success. Okay, well, anyway, so watch right here. Let's just kind of give a narrative to this market. We'll just call this line let's just draw a line right here. We'll make it more like a channel. Okay. When we're on the bottom side of that channel, it's all clear for stocks. They should, it's all clear to buy the dip or whatever. Anyway, it's supposed to be bullish. When it's on the top side of the channel, it means professionals are putting on hedges. That's the idea anyway. So here's the way I like to do it. When the market starts, you see the pros start putting on hedges right here on this day and on this day. And this index made a new high, for the area of the chart you're looking at. So if I see a new high on the part of the chart I'm looking at, and it's not a new low also on the same chart that I'm looking at, which this isn't, that's a bearish divergence. That means there's way more hedges on right now by professionals here, even than there was here. And the reason is because here it was getting ready to turn around and go back up. It's two totally different markets here than here. But still, since here is a higher level, in theory, it ought to be the same. So anyway, you can use that for divergence. So, and sure enough, the market did go down, and it made another high, a high in Vivix, which is bearish for the market. Any event, then it opened the next day, and it made the market made another new low, and it made a low for the chart, but Vivix did not take out the old high. So less people right here, less pros, that is, not even people, less pros had hedges on. The pros put their hedges on here, started taking them off here. And as the market comes down and you get to subsequent lows, the peaks in Vivix are lower and lower. The hedges are coming off. So, somewhere in here is a turnaround happening. That's the idea. Okay, so then we come over here. Then we finally get a bullish day today. We get outside the Bollinger Band. We get a follow through. So we get a little bit of momentum. We get a trend signal buy on the 30-minute SPX. Okay, that's great. Who knows? It may have been a fake out. You didn't really go very far. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But sometimes also they just come back and retest the breakout, it could be what it's doing. Maybe who knows? We're going to watch that. The clue on that, though, is the Vivix closed the day on the bottom, in the all clear territory. Now, granted, it closed this day in the all clear territory too, and then it opened the next day in the non all clear territory. It does that all the time. These are just lines on the chart. It's going to do whatever it's going to do. Obviously these lines don't control the market. the market controls these lines, but I like to look at these as kind of early morning signals. Anyway, today was constructive, and we shall see. We shall see. I don't know. What do you guys think? It is probably too early, but probably, I mean, no, I actually think the low's in. I think it's fine. I actually, if someone stuck a gun to my head on the time frame I follow, on the 30-minute time frame. So I'm talking the low for a couple of days. I mean, this time frame's pretty, the low in the time frame we look at. Yeah, I think we're going up for this week. I may be, but they may have want to just do one or two more little bear traps, but then I think it's ripping. So we'll see. I'll like I say, I'm always anxious to hear what you guys say. I'll check the comments here. All right. So 10 watching. Yes. Yeah, I never asked for likes. But my revenue is way down this month. I need to start doing something different because I basically took a week off from making content last week, for making original content. This kind of content doesn't generate any ad sales. My ad sales is down. So thanks for all the thumbs up you can give me, but I appreciate that. But what I need to do is I have the pay periods go monthly. So I'm trying to put out one, not just anything I can slam out of there. I'm trying to release one really high quality video a day for the rest of the month. And trying to make up for taking the week off. I'm lucky to get one high quality video done every 4 days or something. So I'm going to I'm turning up, we're going to turn up our productivity here at the Maximum Media. I decided the name of my media company is going to be Maximum Media. So right now we just have this YouTube channel, but some days we're going to have TV stations. We're going to have stuff. We're going to have news bureaus all over the world. You guys watch. All right. Hey, well, thank you. I appreciate it, Dan. You're the man. I appreciate it. I have another, were you the Dan that sent me? I have a Dan that sends me PayPal another time. That was probably you. Anyway, or another couple of times I've got a PayPal from Dan. Anyway, if it was you, thank you. And if it wasn't you, thank you for this one. And if the other Dan's listening, thank you too. But anyway, yeah, no, that's totally kick-ass. Yeah, it's just been kind of a slow month. The thing is, I don't really need the money that bad. Everyone needs money. But I'm saying, but I'm not really working so much for the money, but I'm competitive and I want to see I lost 7 subscribers the other day, and it was because I'm not taking care of you guys. But I've had one cancellation the whole time I've had this channel. I've lost 1 subscriber that I know of, from in a 24-hour period where it's gone down. So like last Thursday or something, I was down 7 subscribers. Anyway, but you can also see it coming off in the income numbers. But I just want my income. I'm just trying to grow my station like you do the market. So anyway, yeah, I've got to get this thing back on the right path. But so it's just like if this was a portfolio. If I was a money manager and this was a portfolio and I have, 8 days left in the month, I would try to make high quality trades. And that's what I'm just going to try to focus on, high quality trades. But yeah, Dan, that certainly helps. I surely appreciate that. So you're 30K up today. Kick ass, Michael. What are you trading? Are you, I forget if you told me before, but I forget. That's killer. Anyway, tell me what you're doing. Put it in the comments if you want to. But yeah, Michael's volunteered to do some custom, Michael's a professional musician. I'm an amateur musician. He has placements on TV. He's offered to do his little theme music, little bumper music. Just make me a little 20-second tag or something. Boom, and we'll just throw it on there. It'd be awesome. Yeah. I know it. I know my channel's going to grow. I'm just I'm competitive with myself. I want it to grow. I know it will. I shouldn't have taken the week off. I thought I could kind of ease back and do that other stuff, and I wouldn't really, but this is, you have to stay on top of it because I have competitors. These other guys, these other YouTube, if I don't put a video out about it, they will, and that's fine. But I'm saying, and they'll get the traffic. So anyway. Like what a Bitcoin. Okay, well, kick ass, dude. Yeah. Well, that's kick ass. You're having a good day. That's killer, dude. That's killer. Okay, so I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get off the comments and let's go see what other chart. Let's go look at let's do this. let's look at a little NASDAQ, and let's see if NASDAQ confirms what I think I'm seeing in the S&P, which is that, that it's all right. It's all clear, Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it from VIVIX to the NASDAQ. I'm going to switch it to VXN, which is NASDAQ's VIX. However, it's not NASDAQ's VIX of the NASDAQ's VIX. So, and I don't think there's a NASDAQ VIVIX. There should be, though. But anyway, but you can also use standard VIX as a proxy for professionals putting on and taking off hedges. But anyway, you can see that today's low in NASDAQ, this morning's low, or no, that was Friday. Friday at the close, we set a new low for the chart. I just always think about the chart I'm looking at. You can always scroll the chart back further, but then and that affects it. But I just get it on a time frame I'm comfortable with. So Friday's low set a new high in NASDAQ's VIX. So that was a better signal. That would indicate that we're going lower. Signal did not work. But it also gave that same signal up here, and it worked that time. Actually, right here, NASDAQ signal right here started to diverge. It actually, the pros, I'll tell you on this chart, the pros put on right here when it broke support, we set a new high on the chart. And the pros got short there. But you could see by the time it got down here, the pros were taking shorts off. There was less. And then the market went down and made another new low. But then the pros, this low caused the pros to put some on back here. I mean, here's the most heavily defended place on the whole chart so far. Like I say, this one didn't pan out yet. Maybe tomorrow morning. Maybe these guys, I don't know, you never know. These things don't work all the time, but I do think these things can just help kind of confirm or deny stuff that you're looking at. But yeah, I love to look at VIX, and we're going to start looking at VIX term structure. We're going to get really in the weeds and compare the near month to the far month in VIX. And anyway, I like to do that kind of stuff, especially around the times when it looks like we might crash. You can get early warning signals from VIX's term structure sometimes. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm glad for all the Bitcoin bulls. I mean, last time I looked, Bitcoin was up 2.5. Now it's only up 2.2, but it's killing it. It's killing it. All right, let's get on a weekly chart or something here. I'm going to step back to a further time frame. I have something new to talk about. Oh, shoot. I didn't want to do that. What I want to do is this. And what I want to do is this. All right, let's look at some weeklies on some Tesla. We could use the same type of, and you probably should. I don't do it often enough, but you could use the same type of methodology. And of course, you could see the weeklies not been great. There's a way Tesla has its own volatility too. There's a symbol where you can get the individual stocks volatility, their IV. And I used to know how to do that on Thinkorswim. I cannot figure that out on Tasty or on this. This is called TradingView. If anyone knows how to do that, where I could bring up Apple and then I could bring up Apple's IV. Anyway, then we can look at the kind of stuff. I just like that kind of stuff. It wasn't too long ago. Remember this? I remember this fund hit a high last June, and you can see it on the weekly chart. First week of June, boom, bust out of the Bollinger Bands on the weekly. I mean, that's a big deal. Ed gets the confirmation and follow through. And that turns out to have been a good trade. You could have, that's around 240 when it gave the signal. It came back and retested, but it eventually went to 300. You definitely could have squeezed some profit out of that signal. All right, let's look at a longer term on the market. Maybe we'll do a longer term on Bitcoin. This is just insane, though. Every time you forget how strong it is until you step back and look at it. So on this time frame, we haven't given any type of trending sell signal like we have on daily. The daily is definitely a trending sell signal, a week ago, and it was a good one. It was a good one. I wish I would have taken it earlier. Look at this, guys. I wanted to show you something else. All right, this is the paper. Oh wait, are you guys seen this yet? Yeah. Okay, this is my straddle strangle swap or ratio diagonal in Tesla. Unfortunately, this is just on paper. It's only like $100 winner right now, so it's not that big of a deal. This is doing what it's designed to do on that system Max's two-step. I'm gonna make a whole video on it, but this spread is in a situation where where anywhere the market would have closed today, I could have closed this for a profit. So I forgot, when does Tesla have earnings? I think it's after the bell. It's always after the bell. Anyway, assuming it's after the bell, and of course I'll check. I'll ride this position until about 255 paper trading, but it's the same way I do it when I'm trading it for real. Usually coming into earnings, sometimes on the day of earnings, even you get a little boost into earnings. I'm hoping just for that, a little tick up, and no matter where price is, this is right now, it's about a 200 and right now we're here. The thing is, here's what the graph looks like now. But anyway, so then it's going to go, but you can see no matter where it goes, we should be able to take it off for a profit. So I'm going to take it off. Let's see, Tuesday this is Eastern time. So Tuesday at 3:52. I'm going to take it off here. So if volatility does what I said, I should be able to get 300 here, a minimum of maybe 200 if it's there, but depending on where the market goes. So that's the way a long volatility trade's supposed to work. So then I'll take it off, and then whatever happens on earnings happens. So I don't want to leave it on, because what happens more times than not, the volatility will collapse. And even if there is a big earnings move, even if it does move, like, look, that's 20%. Look, that's a 20% up move. If you have volatility collapse, you can get a 20% up move and still lose money. It's done it all the time. So I just run it into earnings and basically try to scalp that long, take it off, and then I'll simultaneously find a stock tomorrow that has earnings. It could even be this one, and turn around and put some type of short vol trade on that. But anyway, I'll make a whole video about it. But anyway, that Tesla spread is going well now, and I was happy about that. I'll get some stuff. Like I say, I have a spreadsheet and everything, and it shows you all of the step ones and step twos and how much it's made or lost. It did not do great last week, so it's just something we're following. Hopefully some of you guys are interested. I have some serious option traders here, so I think some of you that are interested. I think the ones that aren't will just not watch it and hang back for my review videos. I'm going to make a really good review video tonight. I'm trying to think which one. I think I'm going to review SVOL and the new SVOL clone that came out, but that's going to be a really good, there'll be some good original content for you guys later on this evening, hopefully, or maybe I'll release it at 7 in the morning, but like I did this time. Yeah, Tesla earnings after market close. Okay, April 23rd, which is tomorrow. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure. Okay, yeah, so we'll talk about that. I'm going to make a video for those of you guys that are interested in Max's two-step. It's called statistical arbitrage. It's a statistical arbitrage thing, methodology, and it's a long-short option portfolio using earning stocks. It's similar to what Alti does. I like my method better than what they're doing. Kind of, not really. I don't know. Mine's different, but it's similar in that it's feast or famine. So I'm going to do it for a whole trading season, and I'm doing it for a whole earnings season. It has to be during earnings. So earnings just started. We'll track it on paper, and we'll see if I outperform Alti over the same amount of time. But it's and it's also similar to Tress because it's long and short at the same time, and so it has built-in black swan type insurance, although that's not really what it's for. So I think it's fun. You guys that are option traders, I would ask you to watch the video. I'll make that video out tomorrow. I usually call that option basics with Max, or 5 minutes. Sometimes I call it 5-minute Max, and I do a quick lesson. Anyway, yeah, watch out for that tomorrow, though. I appreciate that. All right, guys, let me catch up with these questions here. Yeah, a couple more days to make it a trend. Sure, yeah. No, how many days have you seen a day or even two, and then boom, it was just a fake out? And they love to do that. It could have just been a stop run. I was just trying to determine, but not there's no way to determine, but I'm trying to see what my indicators, which way my indicators were leading me to think. But I don't know. I was actually kind of hoping you guys would give me the answer because all right. So I have a new commenter. So I'm going to read this one. Okay. Max, how do losses affect funds like Triple QY, and are your loss numbers for the current month or year to date? Okay, well, great. That's a serious question, and I like that. Let's talk about that. I can even bring up my current loss numbers. Okay, so Defiance, there we go. Okay, this is for the month. I always do everything on we'll look at Triple QY since that's what they asked about. I look at everything on a rolling month period. I put I leave the blank line where everything starts over. So right here, we zero on the month. That day we lost $49,000. We were trying to make $1.1 million. We lost 49. Okay. Well, the next day we made 662. So you put the 662 together with the negative 49, you get 612. Or you get a running 4 cents a share. So I just keep a running EPS and a running, but how that's handled. So when that happens, yes, losses suck. These funds, they have 2 pots of money, and I know it's, but that's the way they operate. They have a pot of money that they earn in this column called extrinsic. And I monitor the extrinsic per share. It's 49 cents a share. Now, extrinsic, they can't lose. Extrinsic, you only make. It's a nuanced subject. But anyway, so they take whatever the extrinsic is, and I actually take the 49 cents and project it over what's left in the month. It comes to 61 cents. So they pay the extrinsic with a separate pile of money. I know it's okay. They pay with the separate pile of money. Well, but the fund itself, though, some months it has trading. Some months it makes lots of money. Some months it loses lots of money. It always makes a little bit of extrinsic. They give the extrinsic to the shareholders. And then if it makes a lot of money or if it loses a lot of money, that comes through in the share price. If it's losing a lot of money, everyone will see that it's losing a lot of money, the traders and the market makers, and the share price will come down, and the share price will stay in line with what the shares are actually worth within a couple of pennies usually. So, but yeah, this month has been a bad month. But they don't lose everything. They have good months and stuff, but I will say they've had more bad lately. I mean, but anyway, it's it's whatever. This kind of option trading they do where they're just going to capture the extrinsic no matter what happens on the rest of it is kind of new to me, because whenever you trade options as an individual person, I'm trying to capture the extrinsic, sure, but I also damn sure care about the other part. I mean, individual option traders don't break it down and think, I made the extrinsic today. But if you get killed on the rest of it, if you sell options and then you have to buy them back for more, you lose on that. So it's a new way to think about it. But then when I started doing research on it, I found that institutions do it exactly like this. They separate the 2 piles of money, the extrinsic premium, they give themselves as a dividend monthly, or their investors, whatever. And if they have trading losses or whatever, that goes through in the net asset value of the fund as a whole. So that's why you don't want trading losses for sure, because it'll make your NAV go down. In any event, and these funds have problems with NAV on a good day. That's another subject we don't need to get into. But so then if you have a trading loss on top of the other stuff, yeah, not good. But anyway, it is what it is. What I'm always saying is these investments are as good as the other type of competing investments that I used to would use. I used to would buy real estate investment trust or bond funds. Well, those things aren't perfect either. They have lots of, when I'm talking for income. So it's, whenever somebody says, well, how are these going to do in the next bear market? I'm like, well, how do you think real estate investment trusts are going to do in the next bear market? But anyway, all right, guys. Well, I've ranted enough. How many of there? I can't believe there's 22 of you guys on here. Hey, Island Man Quadra, I hope that answered your question. I have a lot of other videos about it, but basically trading losses come through in the NAV, but the option selling program itself, they give to you as a separate payment monthly. They separate it like that. So anyway, I want to thank you, Dan, again. I appreciate that. Dan made a donation to Maximum Media. Thank you so much. I don't get the Elizabeth Warren tax thing. What about the, you still need to do it. I want to get what you're saying about that, Michael. I love talking politics, and I'm not a huge Elizabeth Warren fan. But I mean, she's all right, whatever. But I'm sure but her policies, she's an all right person. I'm sure she's a lovely lady. Her policies, I think, are not the greatest for the country, let's just say. In my opinion. But anyway, but yeah, that thing went over my head. What about the Elizabeth Warren tax thing? Pisses me off. I think you were probably texting somebody else. He was in another conversation. Anyway, yeah, it's late over there, Michael. Michael's 52 and retired in the Philippines. That's badass. All right, guys. Well, I'm also trying to generate some more content, kind of like Tamir does, where we talk in the freaking. Maybe we need to get in Discord, and I actually need to talk with you guys on voice channel too. Anyway, and get some more interactive content that's more engaging for people. In any event, I appreciate all of you guys for being there. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock with the update video, but then sometime tonight or maybe first thing in the morning, I'm going to have new original content. But I'll put it on Twitter. It'll be all over when the premiere is. I'll put it on Discord and Twitter. So hopefully you guys will be there to watch the big premiere. All right, guys.